Merry Adventures of Robin Hood, Chapter 7. Robin Hood Seeks the Curtal Friar. Robin Hood said, "Now I will go seek this same friar of Fountain Abbey. I will take Little John, Will Scarlet, David of Doncaster, and Arthur a Bland." He put on a fine steel coat of chain mail and a light jacket of Lincoln green. Upon his head he clapped a steel cap, and this he covered with a soft white leather hat with a nodding rooster's plume. He hung a good broadsword of steel by his side. He and the four men set forth upon their way with Will Scarlet taking the lead. They walked with song and jest and laughter until noon was past. At last they came to the banks of the wide, glassy, lily padded stream. When they had walked beside this bright river for a long time, Will Scarlet spoke. "Good uncle, just beyond that bend ahead of us is a shallow ford. On the other side of the water is a little hideaway among the tangle of thickets. In there dwells the Friar of Fountain Dale. I will lead you, for I know the way." "Ah," says Robin Hood, "wait here, lads. I would enjoy this merry adventure alone." Robin had walked no farther than where the bend of the road hid his men from view when he thought he heard voices. He went softly to the river bank and laid down upon the grass to peer over the edge and down below. A robust fellow sat with his back against the trunk of a willow tree. His head was a round as a ball and covered with short, curly black hair, but the crown of his head was as smooth as the palm of a hand. His loose robe, hood, and string of beads showed he was a friar. His neck was thick like that of a north country bull. Beneath his bushy black brows danced a pair of little gray eyes. He held a great pasty made with meat and tender onions in a rich gravy. The friar, not knowing he was being watched, peacefully ate his meal. When he was done, he wiped his greasy fingers upon the ferns and wild thyme. He began to talk to himself. "Now, sweet lad, can you not sing me a song? Methinks you and I might sing some fair song together," he said in a squeaking voice. "Do you know the loving youth and the scornful maid? I will try. You begin with the lad, and I will follow with the lass." Then, singing first with a voice deep and gruff, and then one high and squeaking, he sang the merry round of song. He ended with, "And if you only will stay with me, I'll love no other, sweet lad, but thee." Here Robin could contain himself no longer. He joined in the chorus, and together they bellowed, "So it's hark, hark, hark to the joyous lark, and it's hark to the cooning dove. For the bright daffodil grows down by the rill, and I'll be thine own true love." But no sooner had the last word been sung that the holy man seized his steel cap and clapped it to his head. He sprang to his feet and cried in a great voice, "What spy have we here? Come forth, you limb of evil. I will carve you into pudding meat as fine as a wife in Yorkshire ever cooked on a Sunday." He drew from beneath his robes a great broadsword as stout as Robin's. "Nay, put upon up your iron, friend," said Robin. He stood up with tears of laughter still on his cheeks. "Folks who have sung so together should not fight. He leaped down the bank to where the other stood. Do you by chance know of a certain one who goes by the name of the Curtal Friar of Fountain Abbey? Yes, somewhat. I wish to cross yon ford and strive to find this same friar. But you see that my clothes are of the finest, and I would not like to get them wet. Your shoulders are stout and broad. Could you find it in your heart to carry me across? The friar burst forth with a mighty rage. Do you kiss my Lady La Popinjay, ask me, the holy tuck, to carry you? Here he paused suddenly, and the anger passed from his face. But why should I not? He said. Walking to the ford, he gathered up his robes and tucked his broadsword beneath his arm. I think you will get your weapon wet. Let me tuck it beneath my arm along with my own. Robin unbuckled his sword and handed it to the other. The friar bent his back, and Robin climbed upon it. He strode onward, splashing in the water. At last he reached the other side, and Robin leaped lightly from his back. Many thanks, good father, he said. You are indeed a good and holy man. Please give me my sword and let me away. I am in haste. At this, the friar looked at Robin for a long time. Then he slowly winked his right eye. Nah, good youth, the friar said gently. I did get wet coming hither. I am sadly afraid that should I wade the water again, I might get crinks and pains in my joints. That would spoil my devotions for many a day. Therefore, carry me back again. Robin Hood bit his lip. You cunning friar, you have me fair and fast now. Not one of your cloth is hoodwinked me in all my life before. Give me my sword. I do promise to carry you back right away. So Robin took his sword again and bent to take the friar up upon his back. Now Robin Hood had a heavier load to carry in the friar than the friar had in him. The friar kept digging his heels into Robin's side. Robin said not a word, but he softly felt around till he found the buckle of the belt that held the friar's sword. He worked slyly at it, seeking to loosen the belt. By the time he had reached the other bank, the friar's sword belt was loose, but the friar did not know it. When the friar leapt from his back, the young man gripped the sword so that blade, sheath, and strap came away from the holy man. Robin panted as he spoke and wiped the sweat from his brow. I have you, fellow. 2 swords are in my hand. If you do not carry me back, I will prick your skin till it is full of holes. The good friar looked at Robin with a grim look. I knew not that you were so cunning. Give me my sword, and I promise to do your bidding to carry you. Tucking up his robes once more, he took Robin Hood upon his back. He waded in silence as Robin sat laughing upon his back. He reached where the water was deepest. With a sudden heave, he shot Robin over his head as though he were a sack of grain. Let that cool your hot spirit, if it may, said the holy man. When Robin reached the bank, he began to roll up his sleeves. The friar also prepared his robes for action. Then Robin saw the friar had a coat of chain mail beneath his gown. Look to yourself, cried Robin, drawing his sword. They came together and began a fierce and mighty battle. They strove for an hour or more, pausing now and then to rest. In all this time, neither had harmed the other nor caused his blood to flow. At last Robin cried, "Holy thy hand, good friend." Both lowered their swords. "I desire a favor before we begin again," said Robin, wiping the sweat from his brow. "What would you have me?" "Only this, that you will let me blow 3 times upon my horn." "Now I do think you have some crafty trick in this," replied the friar, "but I fear you not. I will let you have your wish if you will also let me blow 3 times on this little whistle." "With all my heart," said Robin. "Here goes." He raised his silver horn to his lips and blew on it clear and high. 4 tall men in Lincoln green came running around the bend of the road. Each held a bow in his hand and an arrow ready upon the string. "Ha, you traitor knave!" cried the friar. He clapped the hawk's whistle to his lips and blew a shrill blast. There came a crackling of the bushes that lined the side of the road. 4 great shaggy hounds burst from them. "Adam, sweet lips, Adam, bell throat, Adam, beauty, Adam, fangs." The friar pointed at Robin. It was well for Robin that the 3 stood near him. He had only time to drop his sword and leap lightly into the tree. The hounds gathered around the tree, looking up at him. "Adam," the friar cried. He pointed down the road where the other men were standing stock still. The 4 dogs sped at the men. Will Scarlet stepped before the others and met the hounds as they came rushing. "How now, Fangs?" he cried sternly. "Down, Beauty, down, Sahara. What means this?" At the sound of his voice, each dog shrank back quickly and came to lick his hands. The stout friar cried, "What means this? Are you a wizard to turn these wolves into lambs?" The men came closer. "Ha! Can I trust my eyes? What means it that I see young Master William Gamwell in such company?" "Nay, Tuck, my name is no longer Will Gamwell, but Will Scarlet. This is my uncle, Robin Hood, with whom I am a bidding just now." The friar reached out to Robin. "I have oft heard your name before sung and spoken. I never thought to meet you in battle. I beg your forgiveness." "But we were losing time," said Robin. "I have yet to find that same Curtal Friar." "Uncle, you have not far to go," said Will Scarlet, pointing to the friar. "There he stands before you." "Are you the man I have been at such pains to seek all day and have gotten such a dunking for?" said Robin. "Truly, some do call me the Curtal Friar. Others call me a jest the abbot of Fountain Abbey. Still, others call me simply Friar Tuck," replied the friar. "What do you desire of me?" "I like the last name best. Come back with us to Sherwood Forest, and I will unfold all to you as we travel along." So they all departed with the dogs at their heels and journeyed their way back to Sherwood Forest.